Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. It is erev Shabbos Kodesh, behaloscha, and Eretz Yisrael, shelach. Usually I have a challenge to kind of find a theme that kind of ties parshas together, but pretty easy this week, as the tzaddik kind of makes it, does the job for me. He has the same interesting point in behaloscha and shelach, which refers to davening, Shabbos afternoon, Friday afternoon. So in Parshas behaloscha, the Jewish people are traveling, and one of the mitzvos that they're supposed to do is blow the chatzotzros. And there's two different types of sounds that they make. There's a trua and tekiah. And again, what's really the difference? Both sounds we hear in the shofar. What's the big deal? Trua is small sounds, kind of mimicking crying, like the mother Sisra. Trua, small sounds. Tekiah is one long sound, triumphant, a tekiah. And when they travel, when Moshe was signaling them to travel, truas. When they get to a place, tekiah. And what's the difference? We know, or everyone knows, that when you're traveling, whether it's to Florida or you're going to Eretz Yisrael, traveling is a pain in the neck. You don't want to do the check-in, you got to get on the plane, you got to do security, take your shoes off, put your shoes on, take your laptop in. So traveling is a pain in the neck. But you get there is kind of a sense of accomplishment, a sense of relaxation. And that's literally what the chatzotzros was for. Short blows, crying, discomfort is a signal to travel. And a tekiah of chaniyah, of resting, that's Shabbos. That's getting together. And this is, the tzaddik said, this is kind of Shabbos, literally what Shabbos is all about. During the week, we're traveling. The whole week we're traveling. Not necessarily traveling per se, but we're going place to place. We have work. We have things that we're doing, things that take us away from Hashem, holy things. But Shabbos is the time where we can stop and we can kind of smell the roses, I guess. And the tzaddik goes a step further and brings down tehillim kuf zayin. So if those Nusach Sfard people, raise your hand. Anyone out there? Nusach Sfard? A couple people? Okay. Anybody say Hadul Hashem, Ki Tavim Chazdo, tehillim kuf zayin? No? Less hands now? Okay. How many people say kuf zayin, but don't really know what it means? Okay, so there's a few people in the ballpark. So some people never say it. Ashkenaz is not even the sitter. Nusach Sfard, you come late to shul, you don't say it. Or if you have a sefer. So for many years I davened with my father in Sasregan in Flatbush, and I don't think I've ever said Hadul Hashem before Mincha Shabbos in my life. In my mind, okay, Kabbanas Mincha I don't say. So I figure, you know what, if I come 5 minutes early, let me learn a little kliyaka, let me open up a chumash, let me see some sefer. Never really understood the importance or really what the tehillim kuf zayin was. Even though it's the tehillim we say Yom Ha'atzmaut at night. But Yom Ha'atzmaut, there's tefillah chagigit, we say special tehillim, and kuf zayin is what we say Yom Ha'atzmaut. And I never knew what this was. And the tzaddik brings down, he quotes the Baal Shem, who's mataking this minhag to say Hadul Hashem ki tov, kuf zayin by Shabbos mincha. Because Hadul Hashem, if you look at these pieces, if you look at the siddur, it's talking about people getting saved from a midbar, people getting saved from jail, people being saved from sickness, people being saved from a ship. And unless you're doing some serious traveling or you really got ill or you were in jail for that week, what does Kesher have to do with the Shabbos? Why say this Shabbos? Say it when you leave jail. Say this when you bench Gomel. But the point is, the Baal Shem instituted this tehillim to say Friday afternoon because that's literally what the week is all about. Many people had a rough week because two major categories. There's Sar Sheb'isa and Shibud Malchus. Sar Sheb'isa, too much Yetzer Hara, not enough Torah, and Shibud Malchus, too much work. Those two pieces go away. And these four things that we thank Hashem for saving us for that brought to Shabbos is these four things. One, midbar. And midbar doesn't just mean thirsty and hungry, but thirsty of Torah. Hungry of Torah, thirsty of Torah. And Shabbos, We have the Shem Masera, we get to spend time and learn Torah. So it's kind of like we're out of the desert, because now we can replenish ourselves with Torah. Jail. We're not in jail. No, by Shibud Malchus, by having to work every day, all day, very hard. No time to open up a Seder sometimes, open up a Chumash sometimes, open a Gemara sometimes. That's like jail. That's literally jail, Shibud Malchus. And then there's someone being healed. Someone who does Averos, someone goes to a lower level. They're literally on they literally need saving. We know a Russia, the Hayim Koro Mason. They're not really dead, but if you're on a low level of Torah mitzvos, it's like your nefesh is sick. And Yeshaya, davar v'yarpi aim, v'aymaleit mishchisam, nash hamlata, kamashchasa tachtona. So we're not just talking about people that are sick, physically sick, but people spiritually sick. But davar, by learning Torah, you can get to the high level again. And the fourth thing is sailors, people in stormy weather. Not talking about storms, but hon hamonamim rabim, kamon yamim yahavion. We're talking about storms. The nations are oppressing us. We're kind of literally like we're in the middle of a boat, the middle of a storm, where the gullus and the Shibud Malchus are on top of us. And the Pri Tzaddik says, when you are in an area or a country and you're really under their power, you learn their customs. I mean, it doesn't sound crazy. People in France, the Jews, learn French cultures, for better or for worse. People in America, American cultures. And Shabbos is a time that we can kind of break the chains from Sarsh V'Isa. It's kind of like we're out of the desert, that we're kind of now healed from sickness. And Shibud Malchus, it's kind of like we're being released from jail, and it's like Hashem is taking away the waves of the Shibud Galios. And the Pri Tzaddik says something very interesting as well, is that it's not just those people in Eretz Yisrael that are able to get rid of Sarsh V'Isa and Shibud Malchus, but no, even in 5 towns or fancy Flatbush, you can literally have Eretz Kedosha. If you treat your Shabbos like it's a geula, it's a refuge of what it is, by literally not thinking about work, putting aside Shibud Malchus, and also putting aside Sharba Isa and increasing Torah, you can literally turn wherever you are into a holy place, Eretz Moshvosechem, Eretz Moshvosam, which is why in Parashat Shelach, it uses not just Eretz Canaan, but uses Eretz Moshvosechem. Just like Shabbos is Moshvosechem, so too where it describes Eretz Yisrael and Pashlach, use the same Moshvosechem. You can turn any place you are into a dwelling place by connecting yourself to Shabbos, getting rid of Sarsh V'Isa, the Yitzhahara, by learning Torah, and getting rid of Shibud Malchus by focusing just on Hashem and not worrying about your work. Shabbat Shalom. Let me know if you actually do say tehillim Kuf Zayin. I actually said it last week for the first time. Hopefully it'll be my second time. There's another guy in shul who's going to say also tehillim Kuf Zayin. I'm curious if you actually listen to this and if it actually inspires you to listen to Kuf Zayin. If you read the English of Kuf Zayin, hopefully it can inspire you and treat Shabbos like the refuge that it really is. Shabbat Shalom.